Hey, it's Neville. This is my first video. A long time ago, I used to hang out with the blogger Colonel Neville, who was more than fortunate enough to be linked by Mark Stein, and Glenn Reynolds of Instapundit, and Tim Blair, among others. It was pretty neat, but there was no briefcase full of cash. Sadly, Colonel Neville died last year, age 7, which is pretty good in blogger years, because most bloggers commit suicide way before that.
He was only 7 years old. He was only 7 years old.
Here's one of my very first blog posts from Monday, 21st of January, 2008. Plasticine dinosaur construction delayed by several weeks. The problem-plagued and completely handcrafted project to build Boobles, the marshmallow-eating T-Wex, has been pushed forward another 2 weeks by project manager Jack Brown, age 4.5. In a tearful press conference earlier today, Jack stated that he had trouble making the arms and teeth properly. "I can't do it. I can't. I just want to go to sleep," he said. Mr. Brown surprised the assembled press when he asked for a piece of chocolate bar being consumed by a photographer and stated that, "I never have any chocolate at home, ever." The project's original budget has blown out by almost 300%, or roughly 2 more packets of modeling dough. This was due to a late decision to add some fried purple eggs, bacon, and a happy dancing cat to the design by the board of directors, made up chiefly of Jack Brown, 2 headless action figures, Mrs. Fuzzyball, and a party hat. Critics of the ill-fated project have commented on Jack's relative lack of experience at making recognizable figures with clear limbs or features. Most of his previous projects have involved either amorphous lumps, vaguely human shapes, or something that may or may not be a fast car. Though the same critics have admitted that there was a nice cup and saucer finished earlier this year, and though lacking a handle, it was displayed on the top of the fridge for several days. That was until it fell onto the linoleum, where it was completely flattened by a Mr. Peter Brown. A supporter of the current project, a Mrs. Brown, who wished to remain anonymous, confided that some of the problems associated with the building of Boobles can be blamed on other distracting, ongoing responsibilities such as TV watching, citrus fruit, or chocolate milk. Mrs. Brown stated that another major cause of delay is that halfway through making a big eyeball or a funny nose, Jack just loses interest, especially when it's sunny. He'll very easily drop everything and instead go out into the garden and sit up in a tree, saying random vowels such as E, Oo, R, and O, she said. Brown still hopes to unveil the finally finished T-Wex on schedule, either at Show and Tell or on the lounge room bookcase. A new still-secret project is rumored to involve space travel and the cutting-edge use of cardboard, string, and tinfoil. Here's my very final blog post from Tuesday, 29th of April, 2014. Colonel Neville, dead at age 7. After a long struggle with perfect health, self-proclaimed satirical empirical conservative Colonel Neville is dead, age 7. Ever the iconoclast, Neville attended his own funeral shortly before his death and alone. "I just like the catered sandwiches," he said in a final statement. How the brutally handsome and charismatic Robert Neville died early today remains a strange mystery. The Colonel wanted to keep that to himself, said a spokeswife. It could have been a Bengal tiger or a fall from a swing set. We'll never know. Would you like a toasted marshmallow? She said. Born on June 7th, 2007 in Blogspot, Douglas County, Georgia, Neville soon became a darling of the many people who wanted to kill him, and not all of them were his wife and close friends. Noted for his courage, if nothing else, Colonel Neville refused to sell out to the cheap lure of success and editing. The catchphrase of "no really" that punctuated the end of his many and varied yet pointless posts and comments became as well known as Colonel Neville himself. Ironically, the end of a blog post with this often rare piece of punctuation was the part most looked forward to by his many readers. While it was often rumored that he could write, this was never substantiated in writing. His enigmatically yet meaninglessly titled site, Colonel Neville Always Dresses for Dinner, is now sadly silent, though there are plans to auction the enormous amount of prolix content and spelling errors for scrap. For his many and different fans, the Colonel's Twitter account will still be active, though now manned by a close associate who was regrettably unable to spell his name at the time of publication. A low-key memorial service will be held this Saturday at Food Lion Bulk Store Car Park in Hinesville, Georgia, out on the Elmer G. Miles Parkway and conveniently right near Hodges Towing. Don't miss the Food Lion back ribs at $2.99 a pound. No, really.